A philosopher once revealed an easily overlooked secret: in this world, there's nothing that cannot be crossed, only hearts that cannot be overcome. If there's a cage in your heart, it's being at odds with yourself. So ask yourself, how happy is your life? To achieve remarkable success, the key is breaking free from this mental cage, no longer being your own enemy. Our inability to let go, our inability to forgive, our stubbornness, our unfounded attachments, who do they ultimately affect? Whose happiness do they hinder? The answer is, ourselves. A young man, framed by others at the age of 25, spent 10 years in prison. Eventually, his innocence was proven, and he walked out of prison. After his release, he constantly complained and cursed, "I'm so unlucky, to have suffered injustice at a young age, wasting the best years of my life in prison." That prison wasn't fit for humans at all. It was so small that you could hardly turn around, and the only window didn't even let in sunlight. Winter was unbearably cold, and in summer, you were bitten by mosquitoes. Why didn't God punish the guy who framed me? Even if he sliced him into 1,000 pieces, it wouldn't ease my hatred. At the age of 85, bedridden due to poverty and illness, he was nearing the end of his life. A pastor came to his bedside and said, "Poor child, before you go to heaven, confess all your sins on earth." As soon as the pastor finished speaking, he shouted hoarsely from his sickbed, "I have nothing to confess. What I need is to curse those who made me miserable." The pastor asked, "How many years did you spend in prison for being wrongfully accused? And how many years have you lived since leaving prison?" He viciously told the pastor the numbers. The pastor sighed and said, "Poor soul, you're one of the most unfortunate people in the world. I feel deeply sorry for your misfortune. Others imprisoned you for 10 years, and when you walked out of prison, you should have gained permanent freedom. Instead, you imprisoned yourself for 50 years with your hatred and curses." Since he was sent to prison, he has been at odds with himself. For 60 years of miserable life, he always believed he was framed by others. Yet he never realized that the biggest enemy in his wretched life was himself. In fact, that man didn't just spend 10 years in prison. For the next 50 years of his life, he built a hard wall around himself with his own heart. Many things aren't unbreakable. As long as you discard old ways of thinking and try to start anew, you can rid yourself of previous worries and negativity. The hardest thing to break isn't sturdy castles or majestic walls, it's your own heart. The heart wall blocks the sunshine and imprisons the blossoming of life. Don't be your own enemy anymore. When happiness reaches out to you, don't hide your hands behind your back. Instead, reach out and shake hands with happiness.